Hello and welcome back again, Power App enthusiasts, to the Power App tutorial channel. In our last video, we worked on adding our model-driven app. So right now, your solution should have a sitemap, model-driven app, three tables with data in them. In today's video, we're going to be jumping into creating our Canvas app. But if you're new here, just make sure you hit that subscription button, add that notification bell so you can stay updated when we come up with new videos. And if you're enjoying the videos, hit that like button. And also, I want to request, you guys should help grow this channel. So feel free to share the videos to people who you think will be interested in what we're doing here. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. All right, to create our Canvas app, we're just going to go straight into new and then go straight to app. And we're looking for Canvas app. And I'm going to name this Canvas app, leave it as tablet. And let's name this Canvas app Parking Inspection Canvas app is the name I give it. And just hit create to let Power spin up the app. All right, so it's finally opened up. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. So from the requirements for the Canvas app, we need 4 screens. But before we jump into creating the screens, let's just make some adjustments to the settings. So go into settings where we need to add the requirement to make sure that the model controls are up. So just make sure you have model controls toggled on. So once you have that toggled on, just close, and our model controls should be back into our app. Awesome. All right. And then with that, let's just jump into creating our screens. So I'm actually going to be using the new screen technology to be creating our screens. So I'm just going to jump straight here and go straight to new screen. Different ways of doing this, but I'm just going to go here, to new screen. And the first screen I'm going to be grabbing is going to be the header and the footer screen. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete this guy, screen one. Now, the header and footer screen is actually what we're going to be using for our application. This is how it looks like. Beauty of using this layout is that they come with a lot of responsive design. So it's to work with a tablet or in a mobile format. Instead of us creating our own containers and adding them in there, it just comes pre-built. So that's the benefit of using this. And then we can make it consistent across the board for all the other screens. But before I duplicate and then make other screens, we're going to do some adjustments to this screen first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename all this. So rename it home screen, and home container is going to be for the outer section, and then header container, main container, and footer container for the bottom side. All right, we're going to jump straight into the header container. And for this guy, I'm going to pull in some logos. So if you click on these 3 dots over here, go straight to media. And I'm going to add the first media. All right, so these are the ones we're trying to pick. So I'm just holding down control to pick both of them at the same time. And I'm going to leave the link to, if you need it. This I just created by myself. You can create yours too. Once that's selected, just click open to upload it in. You can switch to it so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the header. And when you click on it, just type image. I'll go ahead and grab that image. And I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that image. So we have 2 images, and then I'm going to put title a text in between them. Move left once. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and add the logo. All right, I zoomed in a little so we can see it clearer. Okay, so for the image, so just make sure you're clicking on the image and you can rename this to image logo. Right, so make sure you're clicking on the image itself and then let's do some adjustments. So first of all, okay, feet is fine. Let's go down and we're going to center it. And then I want you to go straight to the height. So once you're clicking on the height, we're going to change this to parent.height. So just type in parent.height. Um, let's just adjust the width a little. Let's make the width 80. All right, that looks good. Let's do the same thing to the other image. So the other image is the parking image. Let's rename this image parking. Okay, and then fit is okay as it is. Go straight to the height, make this parent.height. All right, and then let's go straight to the width and make the width 82. And then let's enter it. Okay, that looks good. Then let's click on the text. All right, so I named the label, I named it home label. And then I gave the text. For the text, the name of the text is going to be the home screen. So this is going to be a screen where everybody first lands on. Let's make some adjustments, obviously, so I'm going to center this. Let's align this center first. And then for the height, we're going to make the height 45. For the width, we're going to make the width 200. And then let's go down a little and add some font size. Let's make this 30 font size. And then for font weight, make this semi-bold. That looks good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to arrange all this. So just make sure after you're done, just click on the header container. And I'm going to go back out a little so we can see what's going on. Let's zoom in just a twig bit. Okay, and with that, so go up to the top. Let's start with expanding it a little. So make sure you click on space between. And then the next one, we're going to click on center it so we can center everything. And then I want you to scroll down a little. And this time around, we're going to adjust align in container. So center that. And then once you're done centering that, click on the width and change this to parent dot width. All right, so that looks good. And at this point, I would suggest you hit the save button. All right, finally saved. I'm gonna hit publish so I can have a version. And I'm just gonna hit version 1 for this version and just hit publish this version. All right, so now that we have a version, we can do some more adjustments to this. So let's go ahead and change the color. So maybe a little bit darker. Yep, this looks better. And then let's go ahead and adjust the font color. So we'll go ahead and change the font color to white. All right, that looks good. All right, and with this set, before we continue, I'm gonna go ahead and just duplicate this screen 4 times. Because I was actually gonna duplicate it, but I wanted us to get the header in there first and adjust it with the logo. So just go ahead and hit duplicate screen. And I'm just gonna do that two more times. And with that, we should have our four screens that we need. Awesome. And if we click through each of them, they should all have the logo. Nice. All right, before I go ahead and do any other thing, I'm going to go ahead and rename all the screens. I'll be back. All right, so we're back, and the other screen is named review screen, new inspection screen, and new vehicle screen. And I just went right ahead and I renamed. So this was formerly saying home container. Now it just says review container. The rest are the same. And I did the same thing for the new inspection screen and the new vehicle screen. So they just have the container changed, but the header container still remain the same defaultly. All right, once that's done, let's jump right back into our home screen. I'm going to expand this a little. And right here is where we're going to add our buttons that we're going to be using to navigate to our review screen and our new inspection screen. So once that's done, go straight to home screen and then click on this plus right here and go ahead and add a button. All right, the button is hiding, but it's right here, as you can see. And let's just go ahead and do some modifications. I'm going to rename this button. All right, so we renamed it button review screen. And then for the text area, just put review screen in the text area. All right, once that's done, just scroll down a little bit. Leave the display mode as edit as it is. For align, leave that as it is. For setting container, we're going to go straight to center it. We want to center the setting container. And obviously, we need to adjust the width a little. So let's just give it 250 for the width. Let's go ahead and give it some height too. That's 60 should be enough for the height. Okay, and then finally, we're going to go down to the bottom and give it some, let's see, the font size. Let's give it a font size of 20, make it 24. All right, and then give it a font weight of semi-bold. Okay, so that should look good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this button and I'm just going to duplicate this button because we need two buttons. So copy and then just go ahead and paste it. And for the second button, go ahead and rename the second button. So just make sure that you're on the second button. All right, so I renamed the button new inspection screen. And then for the text area, we put in a new inspection screen. As you can see, we need more width, so I'm just going to make this guy 300. And we're going to do the same thing for the other button. So they both look the same. Let's make this guy 300. All right, so once that's done, let's go ahead and add the functionality so that, once you click on this button, they can move. And then we will do the adjustments to how it looks later. So for now, click on the button review screen button, and it should say on select. And for our on select, we're going to be putting our first code of the day. And that's just going to be a simple navigation. So we're just going to add navigate. And since we already created the screen, we could just grab the screen and we're looking for the review screen. And then you can add maybe like a screen transition. I usually like to use fade. And That's for the review screen. Once that's done, let's go ahead and do the same thing to the new inspection button. So just click on the new inspection button, and for the on select, we're gonna do navigate just like before, and then in brackets, new inspection screen. So just select the new inspection screen, and then you can go ahead and add the fade transition. We will also come back to this later and add the form to the new inspection screen, but for now, this looks good as it is. And then after this is done, let's go ahead and click on the main container so we can adjust the way it looks. All right, so in the main container, let's scroll up a little and then just add the center. So make sure you hit the center and then click on the align center too. And then for a gap, let's put a gap of 20 in between them. Let's scroll down a little. The rest of this looks good. Let's see how it looks. All right, so this is going to be our home screen. Let's zoom in a little. And then for this guy, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the footer. We don't need the footer for the home screen. The footer is required for the other screens, but the footer, we don't need the footer. So just go ahead and delete that. Awesome. So this should be how our home screen should look like. It should have our logo, our title, another logo on the right, and then two buttons that will take us to either the review screen or the new inspection screen. And with that, just go ahead and hit save one more time. And after it's done saving, just hit publish. You can leave it as version 1. All right, so let's go ahead and demo the app. So if we hit play, as you can see, it looks good. And if you hit review screen, it will take you to the review screen right now, which you can't go back with since we don't have a back button. Let's just go ahead and make some adjustments to the review screen. So for the review screen, I'm going to go ahead and rename this instead of home screen. It should say review. And you can go ahead and rename the label too. And then I'll do the same thing for the new inspection. And as you can see, it's hiding over there. So I'm going to expand the width a little. Let's give this guy 350. All right. I also went ahead and renamed the label new inspection label. And then let's finally do the same thing to our new vehicle screen. So just make sure you click on the label and then expand to 350. And then you can go ahead and rename the label. All right. And went ahead and named it new vehicle label. All right. So this should look good as it is. Let's go back to our home and I'm going to save it this time around and hit publish to publish this version. All right, and with that, we've actually come to the end of this video. In our next video, we'll work on the review screen next. All right, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you and goodbye.